How's it going, guys? My name is Luke from Coffee House, and today we're doing a little segment that I like to call Not Coffee. That comes with a bit of an asterisk today because this coffee that we're drinking or trying now, Golden Ratio, actually does contain coffee. It's not a coffee substitute. However, it does, has a bit of an interesting take on coffee. Looking at the back, there is coffee in this, but there is also monk fruit extract, coconut, natural flavors, and a couple other things. So there are some calories. There's 20 calories per tea sachet with this, which I think is a little interesting. But Golden Ratio here says that they roast their beans at lower temperatures to create a smooth golden coffee that drinks more like a tea with none of the high acidity, bitterness, or burnt flavors. There's added antioxidants and the caffeine of regular coffee. And they claim that it is the most natural way to perk up your daily routine. Something I find a bit interesting is that there's a Best By date, and it's only a month from when I received this, and I received this today. But yeah, so I've never opened this. I have never tried this before, and so you're gonna get my first really natural reaction. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this. Well, it smells like coconut. This one is the regular ones were not available. So this is the vanilla flavored coconut gold coffee, which makes a bit of sense. So yeah, I mean, just straight up coconut and vanilla, kind of like in a little artificialness in there. And so setting this aside, we have kind of like a nice little paper pouch here. You can see some bits of coconut in there, and everything else just looks like a lot of that. What I'm actually going to do is I'll crack one of these open. We've got a couple of them, so we can try a couple different ones. So I'm going to crack this open and pour out the contents just so we know what we're really dealing with here. So yeah, so there's a little packet there. So to me, what this looks like is there's a lot of there's quite a little bit of kind of like a crystalline structure in there, which looks like some kind of like sugar, non-additive, and then quite a few pieces of coconut, and then a lot of light. Yeah, I mean the coffee in here is definitely roasted way under, so this is going to taste very, very different. However, they do recommend that I steep this as the bag for 5 to 10 minutes in 8 ounces of water. So that's what I'm going to do. So we'll get this guy in here, and we're gonna go to town. I'm gonna eyeball this water recipe here. And so yes, definitely a golden color right off the bat. It's definitely something. The aroma is it's not coffee. This kind of looks like a light black tea, maybe like an Arnold Palmer kind of color consistency looking here. And it's definitely interesting. There's kind of like a little bit of foam that's on the top there. Yeah, it's definitely something. So I'm gonna let that go for about 5 minutes, as they say, and we'll get back to you in a minute. All right, so it's been about 5 minutes since we started brewing this guy, and what I've noticed is there's quite a bit of this interesting little foam that's on top. Like I said, it's kind of like like a tea or like an Arnold Palmer kind of consistency / experience, and you get a lot of that foaminess in this bag. Clearly the tea bag has separated into different layers. Obviously the coconut, from what I assume, is going to be floating to the top. But yeah, overall I'm excited to try this. After digging into, while it was brewing, I dug into the grounds here, and there's definitely some type of kind of like sugar crystalline structure in here. It's very sweet, so I think it's going to create quite a bit of a lasting impression on the final brew. There is coffee in here, definitely. It's very, very, very under roasted coffee. You can see it and you can definitely taste it. Obviously really grassy and things like that, but what we're going to do is we're going to jump into here anyways. So yeah, again, very, very light color, kind of like a little bit of a diluted pineapple juice kind of color, but not the taste of diluted pineapple juice, or not the aroma. This, it's very coconut and vanilla, but I'm gonna try to ignore the coconut and vanilla and really give you kind of a hot take on what this actual coffee and coffee mixture tends to taste like. So let's jump into it for science. Yeah, it's not coffee. It's definitely like a tea-like consistency. I understand where their approach is with the tea, like kind of the words tea, throwing it around there. There's definitely kind of that same kind of mouthfeel you'll get out of an iced tea, kind of like an immersion brew with a tea. But there's with what they're diluting, they're diluting this entire recipe with presumably some type of sugar-based product in there that just makes this taste really sweet. This is going to be great for someone maybe who doesn't really love the taste of coffee but still wants that sweetness. Like it's kind of like that. It's kind of like any other sweetened latte or sweetened coffee beverage that you're going to get from Starbucks or a place like that, or any really sweetened tea. I guess you could compare it to, but with this, there's not any real coffee flavor, and there's definitely not any sense of origin. I have no idea where the coffee's from, and they definitely don't talk about it on the packaging, which leads me to believe it's probably not a super traceable coffee. I'd be very interested to hear more about where they're importing or what they're importing. But yeah, very sweet, really just kind of like a tea with a lot of sugar in it. I understand that there isn't actual sugar, but what I'm seeing is with the carbohydrates, with the added calories, this is something similar to if I were to have a cup of coffee and add, like a cup of really, really light roasted coffee and add some stevia or non-sugar sweetener in there. Overall, not really terrible. If it's something you're interested in, it's not really, categorizing this with coffee doesn't really make a lot of sense. But it's all right. It's a pleasant beverage to consume, but I would not categorize this as something that I would enjoy every morning in replacement of my coffee. That being said, I'm Luke from Coffee House. Thank you guys for tuning in to this Not Coffee episode, and I look forward to talking to you on the next one. Please subscribe, join the Facebook group, all that good stuff, and I will see you next time. Bye.